Hiya guys, and welcome back to another video with me, Lauren, and today we are going to go back to basics again for our second video, and we are going to be making cream cheese icing. Now this is like a classic icing that can be used on any sorts of cakes, any sorts of cupcakes, slices. It's such a good recipe. It's also really tart in the sense of like, cream cheese can be quite sweet. It's not a sweet recipe, it's quite a tart recipe, and that's because we add a secret ingredient. It's not so secret because I'm going to show you what it is, but anywho. Okay, so what we have, obviously, again, as always, all of the quantities are in the description box below, but I have some softened butter here. Now, this recipe makes enough enough cream cheese, buttercream, for 12 cupcakes or a small cake, okay? So we're going to first add our softened butter to our KitchenAid. Again, you don't need a mixer if you don't have one, but I would really recommend a hand whisk, if not a mixer. You probably won't be able to do it with a wooden spoon unless you have arms of steel. FYI. Okay, so we're going to beat this on a medium to high speed until the butter is nice and light and fluffy. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly scrape down the sides of my bowl just to get all of that butter fully worked through. Because it's quite a small amount of butter, obviously we're using quite a big mixer, so we just want to make sure that we are really making this butter nice and light and fluffy. Okie dokie. Okay, so to this we are going to add our cream cheese. Now it is important to note that both my cream cheese and both my butter are at a room temperature. I've taken them out of the fridge at the same time, just so that they are a lot easier to work into one another. So we've added in our softened cream cheese, and we are just going to beat this up again on, medium to high speed, for roughly around a minute to 2 minutes. All right, now that has had just under a minute, and I would say that it's nice and light and fluffy in consistency, and it's also really, really pale and fluffy, which is exactly what we want. So again, scrape down all of the sides of the bowl just to make sure that there is no butter left on the sides and that it is all thoroughly mixed together. This is where I get a bit messy, my hands get a bit dirty from all of the mixture. All right, so now for our secret, somewhat secret ingredient is our lemon juice. Now we're gonna add roughly around a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now this just helps cut through that sweetness, because we're going to add icing sugar in the next step. It cuts through that sweetness and it just makes the cream cheese icing a lot more fresh and refreshing on the palate, which is exactly what a good cream cheese recipe should do. So we've added in our lemon juice. We're going to add in half of our icing sugar, and we're going to add in our vanilla. As always, we add in our Heilala vanilla. I've got about a teaspoon there that I'm going to add in. Obviously, if you were doing, a raspberry flavored cream cheese icing, or if you were going to make a chocolate cream cheese icing, you would just omit the vanilla. Keep the lemon juice in there, but omit that vanilla. So we're going to mix this now on a very low speed. It's important we mix it on a low speed because we don't want an icing sugar cloud to appear. So we'll just mix it on a slow speed for roughly around 2 minutes until it is thoroughly incorporated, and then we can add in our second installment of icing sugar. Okay, and now for our second installment of icing sugar. We want that all to go in there, and then we're going to mix again on a slow speed to start with until all the icing sugar is incorporated, and then we'll mix on high for again another 30 seconds. Amazing. And honestly guys, that is it. That is your cream cheese recipe. It is honestly so delicious, and it is lovely, and sort of it still holds its shape, but it's not super stiff. So when you pipe it on a cupcake, it will still hold its shape. If you ice a cake with it, it will still hold its shape, which is exactly what you want. It is honestly the yummiest recipe, and it's lovely and fresh, perfect for carrot cakes or raspberry cake or anything that you really want to put it on, really. And the amazing thing with this recipe is that you can store it in the fridge. So you can make it ahead of time, and you can store it in the fridge for roughly around 3 days. Probably don't want to push it any more after 3 days. Otherwise, if you want to make it ahead of time, you can always pop it in a container into the freezer, and that will last for 3 months. And then when you're ready to use it, just pop it out of the freezer, maybe 12 hours ahead of when you actually want to use it, to allow it time to defrost, and then you can start decorating away. So there you have it, guys. You have our delicious cream cheese recipe here. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and be sure to comment any other back to basic recipes you would like, whether it's some chocolate buttercream, chocolate cream cheese icing, just a vanilla sponge cupcake recipe, whatever you like, please comment below and I'll do my best to try and film that for you. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. As I said, please feel free to like, share and subscribe, and we shall see you in our next video. Bye, guys.